Hello everyone, my name is Benjamin and welcome back to BlabenSolutions. Well, most of the times we use Adobe After Effects or even Premiere Pro to create logo animations, lower third animations and many more. But the issue is it is not everyone that has a complete or full knowledge of how to use Adobe After Effects and Premiere Pro, or even talk of having access to the software. So in today's video tutorial, I'll be walking you guys through a step-by-step process with no step skip on how to create a lower third animation using Adobe Photoshop. So let's get started. So as you can see here, we will be creating a social media lower third animation. So I have in front of you the icons, the social media icons. So what I'll be doing is I'll be creating, I'll be using one or two of them to create the animation. Then you would use the rest to create a fantabulous, superbulous animation. So the first thing we are going to do is to first of all create our working space by coming to File, click on New, and let's name this lower third animation. Good. Then what I'm going to do is I'll be working in pixels. So alright, so this is already in 1920 by 1080 pixels. So that is it, and let's click on Create. Good. So because I don't know the background in which I'll be placing the lower third, well, I don't know what color the background might be in, so we would have to create a color that wouldn't interfere with our background, right? So I'm going to create a green screen. So in here we're going to create a layer on top of this, a solid color layer. So let's come here and let's add a solid color, well, of green. Good. So any green is a solid color, so we can just take it off when the time is due for us to work without it. Good. Now what we're going to be doing is to create the shapes that we'll be using for the lower third. So this is going to be a very simple shape. I'm not going to do anything difficult because it's the beginning stage. So as time goes on, then we'll be trying our hands on the tough ones. You get it? Right, good. So let's start with this basic one. So you should get the understanding of this. So once you get the understanding of this entire thing, then we would be good to continue with even the tougher ones. Good. So let's click on OK if we are done, and we have this nice looking shape. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in or type in something in here. So this is actually a YouTube lower third. So let me type something in here. So I have this for instance, alright, so that is that for the type, and let me import the logo for the YouTube. So this is the logo for the YouTube, so let me kindly bring it here. Then I'm going to be adding a color overlay. So let's add a color overlay to this, a color overlay of white, and then white is okay. So let's Control T and transform this shape. Alright, so basically this is the shape, the basic shape that we want to make the animation with. Alright, so that is it. So we've finally created our shape, and now let's head on to add the animation to it. So make sure you don't select anything in here. Then let's move on to Windows, the menu tab. Click on Windows and let's choose timeline. Good. And let's click on create video timeline. So automatically it has created a video timeline for us. So you can click on play and everything will be playing in here. You can click on stop and it stops. You can actually regulate this using the what do you call it, the space bar to do that. Good. So first of all, we are only going to work with the layers that we want to animate, and we are going to leave the layers that we don't want to touch at all idle. Good. So you can see that this background color, we are not going to touch it at all. We're just going to leave it as it is. Then we are going to work with the rest of. All right, so what we're going to work with is a shape. Now the shape, let's convert this to a smart object. So right click in here and let's say convert shape to smart object. Good. So let's double click on this shape this way and we can actually work here. So let's click on this down to get these items that we have in here. So what I want to do currently is that whenever we try to play this shape should move from top and slide down. Okay, so currently it is filling it, so I want to make it empty as if it is moving from somewhere to fill that down. So fill it down. So hold on it, Control T, then I'm going to hold my shift key and drag this away from that and hit enter. Good. So with my vector max position, I'm just going to hit on this side this way. Well, let's shift this forward a bit. So we start. Then let's move this right to 1. Great. Is that great? Now let's hold it, Control T, and let's drag it back to its position. And let's hit enter. So you bear with me, or you could see that when I play enter, it kind of moves from this side, it moves from top, then slides down to that. So that is what we wanted to do. It moves from top and then it slides down. Good. So now let's click on Control S to save this, and we are done saving this. So now let's move on to our other part of. So you can see when I play this, then it moves straight down. Great. That is a bit slow. We can actually work on that. So let's make it faster a bit. So let's bring this to this. So Control S to save this, and now let's go back and play this and see how fast it is. All right, so it's okay. That's good. Now the next thing we're going to be working with is the logo placeholder. Now good. So with this shape, I want it to move from this side to the left side. So from right to left. Okay. So I'm going to be turning this, or creating or converting this to smart object. So right click on the layer and let's say convert to smart object as well. So basically it seems to be converting almost everything to a smart object in order to perform our action. So let's double click this, so we have its personal working space that we can work with. So now that we are done with the long shape, let's just do away with it and let's be left with the placeholder. Okay, good. So in here we are going to shape this a bit here this way. Then what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to hold this and drag this to to the right side like this. So I'm going to be adding vector marks in here, vector marks position in here. So when I drag it to, let's say 1, or let's say the middle of 1, I should be able to bring it back. So it should come back this way to fill out the position, and we have this looking nice. So when I go back this way and I play it, you see, good. So it moves from this side to this side. Great. So let's save this and go back and play. You didn't see. All right, so it's actually lagging. All right, so that's it again. All right, good. So in here, the next thing we are going to be doing is to work with the image, right? Good. That is a YouTube logo. So we are currently going to convert this to a smart object as well. So do that, and let's double tap in here. So what I want to do is that, you see, when you play this, okay, this moves from top and this moves from down. So I want the entire placeholder, the logo placeholder, to fully land. Then my logo will come from beneath and enter, right? Good. So let's do that. Right, good. So we have YouTube. So now we are done with our logo placeholder. So let me see where it's end. So our logo placeholder ended around this side. So in between the 15 and the 1 second, 15 nanosecond and the 1 second. So we are going to, so it should start appearing once it ends from that side. Good. So this should begin from here, right? We want it to appear from the bottom upwards, right? Good. So this should go down. Sorry about that. So this will disappear here. Then we are going to be adding, sorry, let's turn this to, convert this to a smart object. Then let's transform this. So let's click on the transform. Then when it goes a bit here, then we bring it back. All right, so this should work fine. So when we play it, then it comes up. Good. So Control S, let's save it. Now let's go back to our animation and let's play this and see the effect. All right, so we have this looking nice, then the logo appears quickly. Nice. So that is it. So I just want to still remind you that this is the basic. So don't think of doing anything advanced yet. Let's start with the basic, get to know the basic stuff that we need to do well. So once we are done and once we can do everything fine, then we can now move on to do the tougher stuffs. You get me? Great. So continuing with the video, now we are done with this, guys. Now let's move on to see how we can work with this guys as well. Good. So with let's come this way. With our main heading should also move from left to right. Great. So left to right, then the text will move from top down, then this one will also move from left to right, then this one will also move from bottom up. So with the knowledge you have with the logo, the long shape, and the logo placeholder, we're going to use that same knowledge and effect that on the main heading and the subheading. So when it gets the text, I would come back and teach you how we can do that as well. So let me quickly fast forward that of the shape, the heading shape, and the subheading shape, and we'll get back to complete it with the type. Alright guys, so welcome back. As you can see, we've been able to animate all the shapes that we have in here. So what we are left with is the type, how to animate the type. Good. So since this is a type and we can't work with it again, what we need to do is to first of all rasterize the type. Okay, so if we rasterize the type, then we can quickly animate it. Alright, so with my type 2, we have the subscribe. Good. So we want the subscribe to move from beneath. Sorry, the subscribe should move from up and move beneath. So we are going to rasterize the type. So let's rasterize this type and actually convert this to a smart object. Then let's double tap this guy in here. Sorry for that. Let's double tap in here, guys. Sorry. Okay, so we actually want the movement to go in line with that of the logo. So I'm going to be double tapping my logo. Then I'm going to check where it started from. So my logo started from in between that of the second and one. So we are going to be placing this right in here in between this. So we are currently actually dividing this, guys. So let me right click in this and convert this to smart object again. Then we can perform our effect. Right, so my guy is actually here. Well, I've taken it up here, so that is it. Well, if you didn't get it, this is how I did it. Control T. Let me shift this back to where it is. So Control T, then I just took it way up. That is it. So I'm going to be doing the transform in here. Then let's shift this back in here this way. Then Control T. Then let's bring our guy back here. Then let's hit enter. So you could see it moves, slides up. Then so directly like that way. So let's hit save and let's go back to our animation and play that and see how it works. Okay, so that is it. So now let's work on the YouTube text. So that is the same thing. We are going to rasterize this type. Or better still, let's convert to smart object and let's double tap this. So in here we're going to convert to smart object. Then we are going to be doing the same thing we did for the other one. So we are going to be placing this in between the two halves. Then I'm going to be shifting this guy up a bit. Then let's click in here to select our transform, shift it a bit here. Sorry, that shouldn't go there. So Control Z to undo that. So Control T, and let me shift this back down here. So this should come from the bottom to up. So I'm going to hit on enter and click on my transform. Then I'm going to be dragging this here a bit. So Control T, then I'm going to be dragging this back to where it was. Then let's hit enter. So you realize when I move this back, it goes this way and comes this way, it goes this way and comes this way. So Control S to save that. And guys, it seems we are done. So let me get rid of this guy. I don't actually need him again. Okay, so let's save it. Then subscribe. Let's save this guy as well. Okay, then so let's play our video and see what happens then. Alright, so that is it. It actually plays slow, but it's cool. It's cool. As I said, there's a basics This is a basic, so we don't need to rush in everything. Just that is it. So now that we've been able to create the entry point, let's quickly learn how to do the exit point. We actually set this to 4 seconds, right? So in between the third, fifth line, they should all fall back to where they came. So let's start with the long shape. Let's start with the long shape. All right, so working with the long shape, let's double click in here. Sorry, I double clicked a different thing. Let's double click in here, and you realize when you play this way, it goes back to this way, right? So since we want it to maintain its position, so you realize that when it's this way, it maintains a position. So we're going to drag this straight to this point. Then I'm going to copy this vector mask. So make sure you select this, right click on it and say copy. Then right click on the same thing and say paste. So when it gets in here and fills the position, it's going to last long till it gets here. Then what happens? We're going to bring this to the fourth point, or the fourth second position. Then I'm going to copy this guy, control click on it and right click and click on copy. Then we can still be here, right click and say paste. Good. So the reason why I did that was that you realize when we began it was empty. The shape here was empty. So when it moved towards it, it was still empty, but now when it was moving towards this guy, it was filling. So the same thing, when it gets here, it's filling, but when it starts moving away from this guy, it goes up again. So that's how it is, kind of reverse of it. You see how smart and how sweet it is. So let's save this and let's head on back to our guy and let's play this and see if we actually did what we were trying to do. All right, so my guy is going back. Good. So let's do that for the other guys and let's see how nice it goes. Good. So we are doing this for the main heading as well, but let me work on the logo placeholder. Good. So we are going to send this guy to this side, then we are going to copy this guy. Well, let me see. Okay, this was actually on 15, then it went back to 4. So this should be on 15. So we're going to copy this guy, right click on it, let's copy, then right click on it and let's paste. Then we're going to move to the 4 seconds, right click, copy, right click and let's paste. Good. So you can see it goes this way and moves back again. That is it. Great. So let's save this as well. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this by clicking. Yes. All right. So you realize when we start to play this guy, when it gets here, my guy goes back again. Right. Good. So let's work on the YouTube as well, and that is it for this one as well. So this one came out from the bottom. So when we take it to the 15, we want to maintain its position. Copy, paste. Then we take it to the 4th. Then we copy the last one. Copy. Then paste. So it's the same thing. Then it goes back again. So let's save this guy as well. and let's get rid of it. So now let's play it. Alright, so let's play this. Bye bye. Good. So let me quickly fast forward this and do that for the others, and get back to you guys shortly. Alright guys, so welcome back. Now we are done with creating the lower third for our YouTube channel, or let me say our YouTube. So basically this is what we have in here. So let me quickly save this this file. That is it. So now we've saved this. So playing my video what we created, let's go back and now let's play and see what we have in here. So as you can see, we have something nice in here. So subscribe at BlabenSolutions and www.youtube.com. so we are playing this for 4 seconds. So when it gets here, then everything, so we actually done with the video. Well, this is not so nice. As I said earlier on, is the basics. So as time goes on, we would try to perfect everything that we do. Okay, so you would see that in here the logo goes. Watch how the logo goes. The logo goes, and there is a space in here. Okay, it's not nice. Professionally, the logo should first of all go. Since it came last, the logo should first of all go. With the text as well. So look at the text in here. It is not nice. It is not professional. Okay, so the text should first of all leave. Since it came last, then the other shapes will leave as well, and that makes it look realistic. That makes it look professional. So no need rushing. This is the first video of the amazing other videos to come. So guys, basically that is it for today's video. But now that we are done, we need to render the video, as in we need to create or export the video file from it. Right, good. So I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways to do that. First of all, you can come to file and go to export, and we're going to say render video. That is the first step. And now the second step is to come to this pane in here. So we have this nice looking guy in here. So we have this nice looking guy in here. We can just click on it this way, and we go to render video, and it's the same thing. Just click on render and we are done. And now the final thing is to come to this short guy over here. Beneath here we have this short arrow in here. Just click on it and we have render. Okay, so basically the default is the best recommended settings that you need to use. Then you can only choose the folder in which you want the video to be rendered in, or the video to be saved in. Then you can name it any name that you choose, or any name that you want. So let's click on render and let's wait a while for it to render. Alright, so we are done rendering it. So let's go and see and watch how the video is. So this is it. So let's click on this and let's play this and let's see how it tends to be. Alright, so that is it. Then it slides out. Good. So as I said early on, we are not perfect. We are now starting everything, the whole thing again, and we are learning. So guys, this brings us to the end of today's video tutorial. I believe you learned something in here. If you did, please do also give this video a like, and also sharing it in the comment box below. Thank you so much for sticking right from the beginning till the end of today's video. Until I come your way next time, it is still BlabenSolutions, and see you in my next video. I'm out.